Hi, it's Bruce from thirstgym.com, and today we're talking about an exercise called the chair deadlift against forward pulling bands. This is a great exercise to hammer your position on your deadlift, and it's a more challenging variation of the normal chair deadlift. So what you're gonna need, something you can sit on to get your hips height about the same height as your deadlift, ideally more sumo, but this can also be done conventional as well. And then you're gonna need bands and some kind of band peg attachments or a way to rig the bands tied to something so that they're basically pulling the bar forward. Okay, so I got them hooked up to my band pegs here, and I've got it just wrapped around the bar so that it's not in the way of where my feet would be for the deadlift. Okay, so again, this is going to be a build on our normal standard chair deadlift, and what we're going to do here is get in that position. So for me, that's sumo stance. My hips are higher than my knees. Okay, that's the big thing here. We want to make sure we're not sitting super low. The goal here is to hammer the hips, but with the bands pulling forward, I'm gonna have to really create a lot of lat tightness, but it's also gonna force me to meet the bar with my hips at the top. So I'm gonna scoot my box back here just a little bit. I've got the bands set up to where they're not super strong, but where I'm gonna have to pull that bar into me to perform the reps. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 pulls to about close to my knee, using my hips, and then on the 3rd rep of every single basically rep, I'm going to stand. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 reps to there, and then after I get the 3rd one, I'm going to stand. That's what I prefer to do. You don't have to. You could certainly just do all these reps from the floor and just hammer your hips, but I think completing it with the standing is really going to help you lock in that positioning and work on your lockout as well. So it really covers a lot of facets of your deadlift. So again, I'm going to be in that sumo stance position for me. I'm going to keep my arms long. I'm going to bring that bar in close so I can already tell, you know, it's already trying to pull the bar away from me. That's pretty normal. Keep my arms long. I'm going to now basically try to use my hips, pull myself into position, and then I should be good to be able to pull the bar. So I can see, I can already tell that those bands are pulling me forward, and it doesn't take a lot of tension. So one more time, lats tight. Okay, so that's already pretty tough, and all I've got on there is 10 kilos on each side, not a lot of weight, plus the micro bands. So you are not gonna need a ton of weight compared to what you deadlift. Just find something that's gonna get you some good quality work and repetitions. So with this exercise, because the bands are really aggressive, I've already spoke on how I like to do this, where I stand every 3rd repetition. So knowing that, I like to program these usually in, you know, sets of 3s with the repetition. So 9 reps, 12 reps, 15 reps, you get the idea. So I usually like to start this around 12 to 15 reps and then build up in weight and drop those reps down a little bit to where we're only really doing 9 reps. And I think that's kind of like the ideal place to be if you're really trying to focus on maintaining that position, but getting stronger as well. And anywhere from 2 to 4 sets is plenty for this. This is a supplemental based exercise for your training, for your deadlift. So I wouldn't perform this first. I think this is great to, after you do your deadlift, you realize, hey, I know the bar is getting out in front of me. This is something I need to hammer on. This is a good way to keep that bar in tight, develop those hips. You're even gonna feel your mid back, your low back, get some good quality work, and then your glutes are gonna get that work from having to drive them forward, because if you don't root your feet well enough, those bands are literally gonna pull you this way, okay? So you wanna make sure that's gonna teach you to root your feet right, pushing it out so that you can meet the bar at the top. So if you got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks, have a great day.